Hello and welcome to the Slingshot channel. Today we're going to find out if we can use an air gun pistol, a pistol, not a rifle, namely the Huben GK1, and in the 5.5 foot-pound weak German version, really weak, and see if we can hit a target at the 50-meter distance. That's a long distance for an air gun, and for an air pistol it's a super long distance. We're going to try if we can hit the target with it. But we're not going to use a plain GK1, we use a modified one. It's now a small carbine. So, modified GK1, 50-meter challenge. Let me show you its features. Yeah, so what I did is I put the stock adapter that actually has been developed and is produced by GoGun USA, so colleagues from the USA. They developed this, and actually you can mount this to any GK1 without damaging the gun. You can go back at any time. So it's actually a new handle, and then you get the rear stock, and then you get the entire front with a long Picatinny rail on top so you can mount a scope. And also Picatinny rails like everywhere. And I also installed the original Huben silencer, of course. Now it's really sexy, it's super lightweight, and I just love it because it's so tactical. Plus also, it allows me to mount a scope, and my 60-year-old eyes actually require this on the 50-meter distance, because that's really a small target and it's far away. And this is not an expensive scope, it's actually a very cheap scope. It's a 4x32 scope, so it's only 4 times magnification. But it really looks fitting, I think, to the slim and lightweight rifle, pistol, whatever. And also I used the mounts from FX Airguns, because those are adjustable, so I can actually cant the scope a little bit, and that's going to be a tremendous help so that I can really see my target in the sights, because at a weak power the pellet is going to drop mightily, so we will need to cant the scope accordingly. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to cant the scope, and therefore we're just loosening these screws here. Then we lift up the rear part a little bit, and of course I don't know how much I really need. It's going to be a trial and error, I guess. As you can hopefully see, I actually put this a little higher than the front one, and I think you can already see that it's now canted a little bit. Not sure if it's enough, but we'll find out. One of the problems when you shoot a 22 pellet gun over such a long distance is that it's impossible for me to see where I'm hitting. Specifically if I'm shooting at a small target with a gun that has not been sighted in at all. So I don't really know where these pellets gonna land. Definitely not on the target on the first attempt. So what do? Well, you take a huge piece of cardboard and you put your target on that so that you can see where you're hitting, you know, and then you can just keep adjusting the scope until you hit the target reliably. But the problem is that these holes are tiny and a 4 times magnification is small. And these 60-year-old eyes aren't as sharp anymore as they used to be. But even when I was 20, it would have been impossible for me to see the tiny holes on a 50-meter distance with a 4 times magnification. So normally I would have to run back and forth many times until I get it right. But of course, something has been invented some time ago that solves that problem. And that's called a spotter scope. And actually my sponsor CVLife sent me one. That's actually the eagle feather from CVLife. It's about $142, I think, give or take. So it's not that expensive. It has a 60 times magnification. So I can actually see my holes in the target, even with those old eyes. And this is going to save me a lot of time, and it's also keeping me from getting fitter. But not fatter. Anyway, so we're going to use this in combination to shoot the gun in, and I don't really know if it's going to work or not. I guess we'll find out. So by the way, we're shooting AA pellets today, which I really love. Those are great pellets. And this GK1 has a regulator, a Yuma regulator. And this means that it will have absolutely identical pressure on the pellet, which in this case is 120 bar. And therefore I can get about 4 magazines at absolutely the same power. So this is great for accuracy shooting. Let's begin. And I'm actually glad that Vanessa Blank gave me this great Stetson hat, because without shadows over your eyes, it's impossible to see something through a scope when the sun is coming up from there. Okay. Came in low and left. Ich bin niedrig und links reingekommen. Ja, ich bin auf der Scheibe. I'm on the target. That's great. Das war zu weit rechts. Ja, eindeutig zu weit rechts. Und das war's. Jetzt müssen wir mal eine neue Scheibe drauf tun. Ja. Sind alle auf der Scheibe, glaube ich. Dann schieße ich mal noch ein bisschen. Leer and empty. So I think that result, I think I could adjust it a little bit higher and maybe a little bit to the right, but not much. I actually think for an airgun pistol shooting just 5.5 foot-pounds, this means the pellet is traveling at what, 110 meters per second? You can actually hear how long it takes for the pellet to reach the target. So in any case, I just think that this is a great result. If you keep in mind that I'm here in the open and there's a little bit of wind, not a great amount, but a little bit of wind. So I'm absolutely super happy with that result. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And now it's time to shoot at some cans. Okay. I find it quite unbelievable. With an airgun, with a pistol airgun, 5.5 foot-pounds, 50 meter distance, and I can hit a can like pretty much with every shot. That's amazing. I really think the Huben GK1 is probably the best pistol air gun you can possibly buy at this moment for any kind of money. So I really like that stock adapter, and actually in the US it's an available product. I put all the links down there for you. I really love the fact that you can reinstall it and go back to the original gun within 4 minutes maybe. So it's really, really quick to change between pistol and carbine mode. So I really have to say that I really like it. The only criticism that I had really is that I find that the cheek rest is too high. I like slim and flat scope mounts because I want the scope as close to the barrel, to the bullet path as possible, because then I can switch between short distance and long distance without readjustment. So I like that, but this one here really, I really have to bring my head down very low to see something. It would be so much more comfortable if it could be like this, so my head could be upright and not just tilted. So I suggested to Phil, who designed this from Go Gun USA, to actually make a little lowering here, so to go a step lower, so that this would go down and then here. I actually tried to simulate this using MS Paint, pretty much the only paint software I'm able to handle. So what do you think? Do you like it more with the lower one? I definitely prefer it. Of course, otherwise we could just simply raise the scope. There's adapters for it, or use higher scope mounts anyway. But I would actually prefer a change in design here. Since it's all 3D printed, high quality but still 3D printed, I guess that should be easy for Phil to do. So what would you prefer, lower or higher? Let me know in the comments. What I can't recommend enough is the Eagle Feather by CVLife. I mean, anytime you shoot and you don't want to walk back and forth, this is so practical. I really, really enjoy it. It actually comes with an adapter for a phone, so you can clamp the phone over it and then, I guess, see the target through your phone and then also record it. I tried it, but it didn't work great, I have to say. I mean, I got it to work, but it's not amazing and it's actually complicated to sight in. So therefore I just prefer it to use it the way it is. It has 20 to 60 times magnification. It's waterproof, at least they say it's waterproof. Sharpness can be adjusted fine and rough. And then also you can adjust this here so that even if you don't have perfect eyesight, you can just adjust this so you can see it without glasses. I really like it, and if you sight a gun in over a longer distance, it's actually so nice to have, and it's not expensive. If you use my code, then you can even get it a little bit cheaper, and I get a few pennies too. So if you want one, follow the link down there. And let me know if you like this video, because that's it for today. Thanks and bye-bye.